This is a rumor that was tossed out there by 93.7 The Fan, who, say what you will. Shout out 93.7 The Fan for letting us all know, by the way, yesterday, that Kenny Pickett's still smiling. Still out there smiling in public. If you guys did not see, they wrote a story yesterday. I was cracking up. And I love 93.7 The Fan. I love the guys over there. Jeff Hathorn is like, I look up to him more than I look up to most people in this industry. They wrote a story yesterday about how Kenny Pickett was eating pizza, still smiling, even though Russell Wilson's in town. And I'm happy to see that Kenny Pickett is still smiling, even though Russell Wilson is in town. I thought it was over. I thought he'd never eat pizza and never smile again in his life. Thought it was done. They tossed out a rumor, Jamal Adams, safety, former Seahawk, and immediately my mind went, that can't happen. You can't do that. Why would you want to do that? Why would Jamal Adams, why would you go after Jamal Adams with the safety class that they have in free agency? It doesn't matter who's, like, there are still names like Julian Blackmon, Justin Simmons is still on the open market. You could go deep. Like, you could go get somebody who is not Jamal Adams. I'm sorry. Look, Jamal Adams has played 10 games over the last 2 seasons. 2018 was his last full year. He's 28 years old. He can't cover. He's banged up. He's got some issues on and off the field when it comes to his attitude and things like that. And look, I think all NFL players, like, they have too big of a spotlight on them. They're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You're not going after Jamal Adams. And if you do go after Jamal Adams, that is such a waste of what you've done already if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You could look at it and say, oh, well, they need a safety. They do need a safety, but you need a good safety. You need a reliable safety. You need a safety who does what Minkah Fitzpatrick can do as well, so that they could tag team each other. You don't want a run stuffer so that Minkah only has to play one position. That's not what the Pittsburgh Steelers plan has been. And if you're going to sit back and say, well, we have DeMonte KZ, he'll be fine, that's even crazier. You got to look at the situation and say, Jamal Adams makes 0 sense. I get that Mike Tomlin had a lot of interest in this guy. I get that coming out of LSU, he was a huge fan. And then even when they played Seattle a couple years ago, like, I was sitting there in that press conference and I could tell you how big that guy's eyes got as he talked about Jamal Adams. He's a huge, huge fan of what this guy can do. Jamal Adams is past his prime. He's going to be cheap, but I think you are just taking such a big shot on somebody that you should not be taking a shot on. And it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. If a week from now we're still talking here, Justin Simmons is gone, Julian Blackmon's gone. I can't even go through the names, but all the names are gone. The safety market is pretty much evaporated, and Jamal Adams is sitting there. Cool. Then we could talk about it. But if we're going to sit here on Thursday, free agency started, 15, 16 hours ago, and you're going to talk about, well, then maybe they're going to sign Jamal Adams. No, it makes no sense. And maybe they do it, but it doesn't align with what Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin and then have done this offseason. They've been too efficient. They have had plans. They haven't made Band-Aid moves. Everything is calculated. Everything is, we are shooting for the stars. Jamal Adams is such a Band-Aid, such a risk. It just doesn't make any sense if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers to go that direction. I still think Justin Simmons is the name that I'm watching for. I still think Justin Simmons lands with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to say it every single day this week. I still think the Pittsburgh Steelers land Justin Simmons. Jamal Adams, no chance. Just no chance. I'm just not going with it if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers.